What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Gaming with the Bros Cast.
Take number 2. What's going on, everybody? Today is March 28th, and yeah, I just had a slight Wi-Fi crash and dropped out of the call. So we're back now. We're back and rolling. I'm Nick, joined with my brother Harrison as always.
Yep.
I'm taking the reins on this one.
Episode 68. Welcome, guys. So, before we kind of jump into some games we've been playing, because Nick, you're playing the biggest one this week, with Monster Hunter. But how was your week?
Week's been pretty good. Yeah, it's been pretty fun. It's hard to remember what I've done this week, but went out on Friday and Saturday, and went out some restaurants, sat outdoors, felt wonderful.
Nice.
It feels good that we're coming to the end of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting vaccinated. I think I'm in late phase 4 since I'm in financial services.
Yeah.
So I can get it like March 31st. I think I can sign up or go get it.
Okay.
So it's pretty soon. It's
Yeah.
like a couple days. I might just like try to get it day 1 if possible.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but it's been a good week. Some good weather. I got to get outside a little bit and enjoy that.
Oh yeah.
And then I spent 12 hours this weekend playing Monster Hunter. So it's a great weekend.
Cool.
How's your week?
It was good. I got all of my parts for my for the PC that I am currently building. I've got everything but the graphics card. It's still in China. It took them forever to update like the FedEx website and stuff. So
did it get stuck on that shipping container?
Maybe. I was thinking about that, but I don't know. Maybe not.
It might have caused some problems with shipping though.
That is possible, yeah. I did think about that earlier when I was like, man, it's still in China, but it's all good. I got everything completed. I definitely went into building it with, I guess, not maybe, what's the word I'm looking for? I felt confident about going into it.
You felt confident? Okay.
I felt pretty confident. Like I watched a bunch of YouTube videos and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And once I started building it, though, that's when I was like, okay, maybe not quite in over my head, but definitely a lot harder than I thought. And I think mainly because I've never really worked with like a motherboard before, and the power supply that I have, there's like I think there's like 10 cables that come out of it, and they're all for different things. One's for powering like the motherboard, and one's for powering like the CPU.
Yeah.
And then you have your other cables that can go to your like hard drive that you have, stuff like that. So there was about 4 or 5 cables that I had no idea what they did, and I was just getting like kind of a little frustrated. And then I ended up YouTubing it, and some are used for the graphics card. So I was just like, well, that makes a lot of sense.
Right.
So I was just getting frustrated kind of for no reason, just because I just didn't know where a lot of the cables went. So and I didn't have all of my, I was like, well, I don't have the graphics card, so there's probably some cables that go into that, and sure enough there is. So getting that, I was able to get it like booted up and powered on, so that's cool. And I was messing around with the 2 fans that are built into my case, and I don't know, I'm hoping I didn't damage the motherboard itself, because everything else still works, but the 2 fans no longer work. So I'm gonna get new ones, and have the nice RGB lights going on. So I am definitely looking forward to that. And just ready for this graphics card to get in here so I can get it plugged into the computer and start messing around with different settings and stuff like that. So definitely excited to get that in. I just want to, I'm excited to stream a little bit more often once I get everything booted up, and I'll probably end up getting a new keyboard and mouse at some point. But yeah, I'm definitely excited. Definitely looking forward to getting to the world of PC gaming. Maybe I'll check out Valheim if I can.
What kind of graphics card did you get? You know
I can't
the name?
remember, honestly. It's kind of like, I would say mid-tier, because I really don't plan
Okay.
on playing like a crazy amount of stuff
Mm.
on the PC. But I definitely do want to check out Valheim because I've heard lots of good stuff about that. But
Yeah.
I don't think that thing requires like too much to be able to run. But yeah, looking forward to that. This weekend it was really nice. I mean, it did thunderstorm on Saturday, but it kind of cleared up.
Mhm.
Um, but I went into our local kind of grocery store and got some stuff for a seafood boil, or is it
Oh,
broil? Boil?
shrimp broil,
Yeah, I did like like shrimp, sausages, potatoes, corn.
corn. Oh,
Yep, yep, got to.
it's good,
Uh,
man.
put a crap ton of Old Bay in there and
Oh,
some
of
other like
course.
other seafoods seasonings, little spicy seafood seasoning in there,
Mhm.
and also got some crab legs too, um, and some little bit of oysters. And we had a couple people over. Diego came over. One of
Oh, nice.
one of our buddies growing up. He came over, so I hadn't seen him in a while. Our buddy Daniel Nance. I don't know if you remember him.
Oh,
He came
of
over.
course, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he came over and we did the boil and stuff. And yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Nice.
It's a good time.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah. All right, so let's dive into to what we've been playing because I'm excited to hear your thoughts on Monster Hunter. I'll go first because I've really only been playing Avengers.
Mhm.
Um, I did end up beating the main campaign and I finished the first part of Kate Bishop's kind of storyline, and
Or like
now like I'm
DLC.
yeah, and now I'm on
Yeah.
to it's called Future Imperfect, and it actually just came out, but it's the one where you play as Hawkeye and
Okay.
like old man Hawkeye or whatever. Um, yeah, I really enjoyed that game. I think as far as like the main story goes, the campaign, I think all that stuff is really fun.
Mhm.
It definitely gives you a lot of variety as you switch through the kind of the characters throughout the game. I think um, Kamala Khan is a really good character to play as. I enjoyed her performance and kind of her story and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I think I guess it's hard to judge because I didn't play this game when it first came out, so there wasn't this extra story, storyline that I could play through now.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to judge, but I feel like the game does get, I don't know, not necessarily unnecessary criticism, but I don't think it's as bad as people seem to think. There's definitely like
Yeah.
a lot of game to it, and it's free, with these two, at least these first two DLCs. Um, I mean, the
Well.
multiplayer stuff is kind of weird. That's where like they're doing like the strike missions, and a
Mhm.
lot of that stuff is pretty samey that I've seen. You fight the same kind of like robot enemies, and you kind of fight the same enemies throughout the whole campaign as well. It's just a bunch of robots, with different abilities and stuff like that.
Right.
So I could understand that. There's not a ton of enemy varieties, but when there are boss fights, it is pretty fun. But yeah, I don't think it's like the greatest game ever. I don't think it's super great, but it's definitely good. I think it's definitely good, and I'll definitely keep checking it out when they start adding more and more kind of
Yeah.
characters to the game.
I need to jump back into it. I kind of got sidetracked with
Yeah,
other games that were coming out, but I liked what I played with it. I think that I mean, obviously, like the main criticism with the game was around the end game.
yeah,
Like Square was kind of, or Square and Crystal Dynamics were kind of touting that it was like, this live service game that people were going to play for months and maybe a year or two, but it
yeah,
just didn't have the content to back that up, or at least like the progression system and everything
yeah,
just didn't kind of back up that claim. So I think that's why I got a lot of flack. I mean, it sounded like people liked the story itself, right?
yeah,
Like the campaign, but just that kind of, yeah, like you said, that multiplayer just doesn't really hit like it should. And it kind of shows that not every game needs to be like a live service game. And I think companies are trying to walk the line and find a middle ground between both, and that's kind of what
yeah.
this game is, because it has that story, but it has this kind of live service element. That's
Yeah,
tough.
it is tough because I mean you're charging $60 for a game, and I mean the campaign's like 6 or 7 hours. It wasn't like super long or
Hmm.
anything. And it was, it's kind of like that perfect length. It didn't overstay its welcome or anything like that.
Gotcha.
But yeah, the problem with this live service games, especially, I mean, we'll talk about Destiny, but um, you pay $60 for it, and there's just not a lot of game there.
Yeah.
So,
At
and
least at
that's
first, you know.
and I guess I feel like at this point gamers should understand that it's going to take time for it to kind of flourish and get all the content,
Hmm.
and maybe if you're not okay with waiting, then wait to buy the game. But yeah, I feel like people get really upset about that stuff, but they know how these live service games work. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard to. I mean, yeah, I mean it's people's money and people's wallets, and they want the most content for most bang for their buck, but also it's a live service game. You have to wait for that kind of stuff.
But that's the other problem too. Is like if I paid for a game and I paid $60 for a game and I played through it, and maybe this is just me, but like I'm not gonna wait around for whatever content they're promising later on. Like I
Yeah,
don't love like a roadmap because I'm normally not gonna hang around that long.
yeah,
So I'm betting, and like that's what happened with Avengers, but the player base just dwindled so much after it launched, and they didn't really expect that to happen. So they're kind of supporting not a dead game because it's getting a resurgence with the next gen upgrades, but you know just the player base just isn't as high as it could be if they had released with some more content out the gate.
yeah, or at least some more different type of stuff. Because like I said
Hmm.
earlier, it's a lot of the missions, a lot of the strike missions are very
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 similar.
samey. You go into a level that's kind of not quite open world, but pretty big that you can do stuff in. You can find like chests and
Hmm.
other stuff, and then you either have to you have to hold a control point, or you have to shoot these. I don't know. I'll call them buttons, but you have to shoot them. There's usually 4 or 5 of them, and you have to shoot them in like a certain amount of time to like unlock
Okay.
the door. And then you end up going down into a base and then fighting more enemies.
Hmm.
So it does get very samey. So yeah, I could see if when the game first launched and that's all that players could do, and like the Kate Bishop stuff and the Hawkeye stuff wasn't there, then yeah, I can definitely understand why people
Yeah.
fell off. And it is kind of a bummer that although like Kate Bishop is very fun to play as because she's like a bow and arrow user, to go from her over to Hawkeye, which is also a bow
It's
and
like the
arrow
same
user.
thing, right?
Yeah, I mean they're a little bit different because Kate, she has like kind of like warping abilities, but Hawkeye
Mhm.
doesn't. I mean he's just he's the non superpowered Avenger or whatever.
Right.
I mean it's still fun from what I've played so far in that campaign. Um, but yeah, it's kind of weird that you go from one bow and arrow user to another. So
Yeah, kind of weird that they planned it out like that. Like
yeah,
they should have done like I don't know Black Panther between them
yeah. I mean, no,
or
it
something like
makes
that.
sense with the story, like with the way,
Okay.
because like the way the campaign ends. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but it definitely leaves it open. Like the main campaign is done, but
Mhm.
there's a certain person that gets away. Um, so they leave it open to add on to, and then that's where um Kate Bishop's storyline and Hawkeye's stuff comes to play. So it makes sense. It's not like as a story perspective, it makes total sense. It's still a bummer that you're playing as as two bow and arrows. But the good thing
Yeah.
is you can always switch to another character if you want to. So you don't have to necessarily play as Hawkeye in
And his story stuff.
in his like in the main mission stuff. You can
Oh,
swap to
okay.
another Avenger. And it's all like I mentioned this before, but it's so weird the way they do the strike missions, because even if you haven't unlocked the Avenger in the story,
They'll
they'll
join.
show up in the thing, like in the story, like the beginning of the game, like Cap is dead or whatever. But he showed up in one of the strike missions, and
It's like,
then
oh, I guess he's
Thor
not.
showed up at one point. I was like, oh, this okay. I mean, it's fine. It's just weird, but
Yeah, like they didn't plan that part out or something.
yeah, yeah, it was
Hmm.
weird, but yeah, good game. I think if you could, I think if you can find it on sale, like you and I did, I think it's definitely worth that $30.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still on sale now. I know Square Enix has had a sale going on, but definitely, I definitely think it's worth the $30. And then you get like the 2 additional content um, updates and stuff with Hawkeye and Kate Bishop, and
Hmm.
then I don't know. I think Black Panther is the next one, but I don't know when. I think it's coming in the summer.
Yeah.
So we'll see
Some
when
point.
that actually drops. So
Hmm.
yeah, Avengers is pretty good.
Glad you liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about this Monster Hunter.
Yeah. So Monster Hunter Rise came out Friday, and just a caveat, I've played Monster Hunter Try on the Wii, but I didn't play that much of it, and I played 3G on the 3DS/Wii U, and then 4G on the 3DS. That one was the one I played the most of, and then played like a few hours of Worlds on PS4 and kind
Yeah.
of fell off. But this one I am completely drawn in. Like, it has improved on so many things since 4G and even since World, from what I know.
Yeah.
But so for those who are unfamiliar with what Monster Hunter is, essentially, I mean, it's kind of just the title of the game. You're going into these missions and you're hunting these monsters, and you're on like a 50-minute timer, and you can either kill the monster or you can capture it. And what you'll do is you'll attack it, and you'll fight it in certain areas of the map, and then it'll get injured or run away to other areas, and you'll follow it,
Yeah.
and then fight it in another area, and then you kill it, you get its materials, and then you use those materials to build or forge weapons, forge armor, upgrade your Palamute's armor, which is the dog. That's the new
Yeah.
one of the new additions in this game. You can ride a like kind of like a fighting dog that'll fight alongside you,
That's
and then
cool.
you can upgrade your Palico's equipment as well with that kind of stuff. And it's like the cat that fights alongside you. Um, the Palamute is a fantastic addition to the game because it makes getting from the start of the map to the monster like completely seamless. Like, you can
Okay.
just kind of call the Palamute at any time. You can ride it
Yeah.
around, and you can even and this is one of the gripes I had with 4G, is like when you use a whetstone to sharpen your weapon, because your weapon becomes duller and duller the more you use it, and then you have to sharpen it, and then it'll do max damage again. But you can, while riding the Palamute, use the whetstone to sharpen your
That's pretty
weapon,
cool.
instead of just like sitting there and hoping the monster you're attacking doesn't attack you. And you can do the same thing for like taking potions or antidotes or anything like that. So the Palamute's really awesome. And then the second huge addition to this game is called the wire bug,
Hmm.
and these are bugs that you can use to traverse around the map. So you literally, it's literally like you're Spider-Man fleeing around the map.
Yeah.
This is like such a big change from World and 4G, because those while they were like, they had some verticality to them, like sometimes you would climb walls and scale areas, but with this you can completely scale across a map in like 30 seconds, and it's just so cool. And then you can use it in combat. Like, each of the 14 weapon types has two specials with the wire bugs that you can use. And another big gripe I have, and you might have experienced this as well when you play the demo, but when you get knocked down from a
Mhm.
monster, there's probably like a 3 to 5 second animation of you like getting back up,
Yeah.
and it's kind of annoying because like you can also get hit like while you're on the ground. But with the wire bug, you can do this thing called wire fall, where when you're getting hit, you hold like LR and press B, and you'll swing, and you'll
Okay.
immediately get back into
That's
the
pretty
action
cool.
or get away. So like,
Okay.
it's just so much faster, and it just feels like a lot less clunky compared to 4G and even World. Like, it's just kind of like night and day.
Wow.
Yeah,
how's the camera? Because I did have a little bit of a problem with the camera in the demo.
I haven't had any trouble with it. I mean, it's just like it's it reminds me of like a Dark Souls
Yeah.
in terms of the camera, because like you can't. Can you lock on to a boss in Dark Souls? You can, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think you can lock on to a monster in Monster Hunter Rise. I
Okay.
really don't, and I don't have much of a problem with the camera. But I think it's just like getting used to it, I
Okay.
guess. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't
Cool.
had much problems with that, but
Are you playing it mainly handheld or on the TV or docked?
I've probably done 50-50.
Okay, and it
Yeah.
runs pretty well on both
Yeah,
sides.
it's pretty much a lock 30 on both sides. I really haven't had any trouble with frame rate at
That's
all.
good.
And I've been playing for 12ish hours, and I think I'm like pretty deep in the story. Like I think you can get up to like 6-star quests.
Yeah.
That's like that one of the highest difficulties, and I'm at 4 stars right now, and I just hunted Rathalos, which is one of like the most famous
Right.
monsters from Monster Hunter. It's in Smash, I think, as like an assist trophy. But I just hunted that, and like each monster you fight, man, is just so unique, and you feel so like badass when you nail these like
Yeah.
insane like combos or something. I started off with the dual blades and the sword and shield. I would switch off between those two because those were really fast,
Mm-hmm.
and those are kind of like uh, those kind of remind me of like Dark Souls, of
Okay.
using like a light weapon in Dark Souls. So it's pretty fast and pretty easy to get out of the way and dodge around and stuff. But I took a chance with the great sword, which is one of the slower weapons in the game, but it does a lot of damage when you
Yeah.
connect. And there's just one move where you use the wire bug, and you kind of like you hit him with the sword, but you flip way up in the air, and then you can hold the sword down and like fall on top of them, kind of like Link does in
Okay.
Zelda, where you can
Yeah.
hold down the sword. And that's just such like it's such a cool feeling move when you actually get it down. So
That's pretty cool.
yeah, it's just it's very confusing like at first, like if you've never played a Monster Hunter before, because there's a lot to learn, and like I haven't even scratched the surface from all this stuff, but it's really easy to just do the things that you want to do,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have to like learn all these like extra mechanics of the game if you don't want to.
Okay. That's
Yeah, so you
cool.
kind of just play your own pace and you know take things as
How's
they come.
like how's the story? Because I think that last trailer really got me a little bit more excited for the game, just because it was like it seemed like it was more story focused. But how's like the story in the game?
it's it's like a pretty standard story. Like there's a calamity coming, and it hasn't happened in 50 years. Man, calamity is like the new thing.
It is.
Like every game has a calamity now. But there's a calamity coming, and it's the first one in 50 years, and you're trying to prevent all these casualties, and that's kind of where the flagship monster Magnamalo comes into place, or comes into play, because that's like
Okay.
kind of the calamity monster. And there's not really too much of a story. Sorry. Oh, I'm losing voice talking about this Monster Hunter.
I know.
There's not too much of a story, but one of the new additions called Rampage mode.
Okay.
It's one of the kind of new modes in the game. That's kind of where the story comes in, and it's kind of like a what are those games called? Tower. It's like a tower defense almost,
Okay.
where you'll set up these turrets. Some of them are auto, some of them you can control, and then you'll set up like bombs and stuff, and monsters will come in waves, and you have to fight them off.
Okay.
And that's kind of like that's kind of what the story is you're protecting your village from the calamity that's coming and from all these rampages. And
Yeah.
then in between that, you're doing like hunts, you're hunting, all these kind of unique monsters, and then you're doing like other quests where you're like collecting stuff, collecting coal or getting ore, or you know, kind of doing whatever, collecting herbs and stuff. I mean,
Cool.
that's kind of it. And then yeah, I mean, maybe I'm not selling it really well, but it's extremely fun, and the kind of grind of it is really rewarding.
Yeah.
And but it's not like too much of a grind. Like if you hunt a monster once, you'll at least be able to make something out of it, whether that's an armor piece or making like a weapon or upgrading a weapon. Like you don't need to sit there and grind a monster 5 times
Yeah. Well, that's cool. You can
to get
get
some
at
armor.
least let you create something out of what you get from him.
Yeah, yeah, that's a cool part of it. Like you can kind of create something out of a lot of the things that you can get in that world. Not necessarily the monsters, but if you're mining and getting stuff, you can forge weapons out of that. And yeah, there's a whole lot. I
So
haven't done any multiplayer yet, but that's like a whole other kind of quest line as well.
okay.
Yeah, a
So
whole another mission set.
easily the best Monster Hunter you've ever played.
Yeah, I think so. Like it feels the best, that's for sure. Like just
Okay.
getting around like that. The wire bug is like the best new mechanic in a Monster Hunter ever. Like it's so fun to get around. And and you can ride monsters too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
one of the one of the common things in Monster Hunter is you'll be fighting one monster, and then another one will come into play, and
Yeah.
sometimes like they'll battle each other, and you're like, oh shit, like what do I do? Like,
Mm-hmm.
do I keep attacking them? Do I run away? But in this game, when that happens, when there's another monster in play, it makes it really easy for you to like knock down the monster, and then you can ride it and use that monster to attack another monster.
That's pretty awesome.
And when you do that, it's a lot easier to get their materials. Like you'll knock off like a bunch of their materials with another monster that you can pick up.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool. Like there's some
Man,
cool moves you can do.
I might pick it up. I don't know.
Well, we can play it. I heard the multiplayer is really fun.
Yeah. Well,
So
we'll see. Well, I just well, I picked up It Takes Two on Friday, but haven't touched it yet. I might see if Brittany wants to play tonight for a little bit. Um, with that, and then I know Outriders is coming out on April
yeah,
1st on Friday. Is it Friday when that comes out?
I think it's Thursday is April 1st. I think.
No, Wednesday. I think. Is it Wednesday? Pretty sure. Either way, that comes out this week, which I know I'm probably gonna put a lot of time into.
Mm,
April 1st on Thursday.
okay.
Um, so I'm gonna put a lot of time into that. So we'll see. I don't know.
It's so good, man.
I
Like,
know
oh,
it
it's
sounds great. Like I keep saying I want to go back and play World and kind of get back into that. But I just remember
don't
I
play
remember
World.
it being not too hard, but like it just took forever to kill a monster. Is it a little bit quicker process in this game, or is it about the same from what you remember?
At this point, I can completely hunt a monster in like 10 minutes.
Okay. Okay, that's
And
cool. That's
in
cool.
the demo, it took me 40 minutes to kill one. So the demo is definitely harder than the actual game,
Okay.
if that makes you feel any better. Like it really doesn't take that long. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Yeah, we'll see. I might pick it up.
You
But
should.
you played a little bit of It Takes Two, right?
Yeah, I played a little bit earlier tonight.
Yeah, this game has been reviewing super well, so
Hmm.
I am definitely excited to play it. So how is it? How is it so far?
It's really fun. It's just kind of fantastic cooperative fun, similar to A Way Out. I'd say
Yeah.
it's better than A Way Out so far, but it's a completely different story.
Right.
And
Right.
kind of, yeah. Other than being cooperative games, like those games are super different, but this one's really fun. The story is about two parents that are getting divorced and have a daughter, and she made these like clay and wooden figurines of her parents,
Mm-hmm.
and she would kind of play with those and kind of pretend that they were doing fine, and then they tell her that they're gonna get divorced, and then she um I don't want to spoil the beginning, but
Yeah.
eventually they get turned into
Something
these
happens and they get turned into
yeah,
yeah.
into these
Cool.
characters. And It's kind of similar to a Way Out in that it's like isometric cooperative gameplay where one person does one thing while the other one does another thing,
Yeah.
but you have to work together to accomplish it.
So it's like split screen, like it kind of like the split screen
Yeah,
kind of moves out like a
split
way out. Okay.
screen. Yeah, split
I
screen
really
moves
like that.
like a Way Out. Yeah,
We
so
you said it last week. Yeah, but we need to finish a way out.
yeah, I don't think we're far from the end.
I don't think we are either. We got pretty far into it.
Yeah, yeah, we need to finish that. I want to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
But only played like an hour of It Takes Two so far, but I've really enjoyed it. Platforming is great. You know, there's a good level of challenge there. Like
Yeah.
even at the beginning, maybe not for like you and I, but at least for Alicia, there's some challenge.
Yeah.
But it's nice that
how does she like it?
she likes it.
Okay.
She really enjoyed it, and it's nice because you don't have lives or anything. So if you fall to your death or you die, you'll
Just
instantly respawn, and
okay. That's cool.
that's one of the things that she gets stressed out about is she's worried that she's like ruining my experience by depleting all of our lives. Like no, it's I promise that's not the case.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty fun.
Cool.
It's a
Cool.
great
Yeah,
time.
I'm definitely looking forward to playing that.
Yeah.
Anything else that you have been playing this week?
I restarted Prey, and I did the new game plus on
Okay.
Prey, and I was going the route of doing all of the Typhon kind of abilities
Okay.
this go round, and I was gonna like kill all the humans that I come across to see that ending.
Okay.
But haven't gotten super far in it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, Prey's good. Prey is good.
Prey's good.
So let's go ahead and jump into to some news. Not a ton of stuff happened this week news wise.
Mm,
Xbox Live kind of I guess quietly they changed the name. RIP to good old Xbox Live. It's now considered the Xbox Network.
neat.
Um, so I guess I don't really know the purpose of this other than just I guess to rebrand and kind of get everything under one um
One
kind of
umbrella, I
yeah,
guess.
one umbrella. So yeah, that's cool.
Was Xbox Live? Did that come with the first Xbox, or was that the
Yeah.
360?
Yeah, it was the first Xbox Live.
Wow.
It's been around for a long time.
Yeah,
So yeah,
man. R.I.P. That's a
RIP.
great name.
Yeah.
Xbox Live. That's like a household name at this point.
Yeah. Well, I guess it makes sense. I mean, they've got like their cloud stuff, so I think they just kind of wanted to bundle everything together and just like you said, like just an overall like umbrella. So RIP to Xbox Live. It is now
Yeah,
the
R.I.P.
Xbox Network. Um, you want to read the next one?
Yeah, we got a second Resident Evil showcase coming in April. And
Yeah,
this is on the heels of the first one that aired in what?
Feb end of January.
Yeah, maybe into January.
Yeah,
Because what did they show off there? They showed off some more Resident Evil 8. They showed off the multiplayer,
yeah, the
the
reverse
art
stuff.
reverse.
I don't know if
That
they
was really
showed
it,
anything
right?
else. Yeah. So yeah, maybe they'll because it's 25th anniversary of Resident Evil this year, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sure they'll probably show off some more Resident Evil 8, which I'm super
Mhm.
excited for.
Can't
Um,
wait.
they'll probably if it. I mean, I'm assuming that this will come probably before the demo, and they'll release either the demo that day,
Mhm.
or sometime in the near future for that. Because I mean, the game comes out what May 7th, so
Yeah.
um, we'll probably get a more look into that reverse. They did mention that a beta is coming
Mhm.
between April 7th through the 11th on all platforms. Um, so we'll have that. So I'm thinking maybe that the showcase will be
Kind of around then.
yeah around that time frame. So
Yeah.
that would be cool. A good way to start April. That's would be next week. So that's cool. Um, and I mean maybe I don't know maybe some other Resident Evil news maybe Resident Evil 4, you know, the remaster for that one, the remake, whatever you want to call it. Maybe
You
that'll
think
get
they would
announced
show
for.
it?
I don't know. Maybe they would wait to announce it after 8 comes out, just to not to take any hype away from 8. But I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think that's kind of possible.
Yeah.
That I think that game's like super hyped right now. But
Aren't there rumors that Resident Evil 4 not restarted development, but it was having like trouble
You're right.
with
Yeah, I think
direction?
it. Yeah,
I think it
I
got
think that is
pushed
right.
internally.
Well, maybe they'll announce. I think there's like a rumored Resident Evil. Oh, what is it called? Revelations 3.
Oh, coming to the
That's
Switch, right?
yeah,
Exclusively.
coming to the Switch exclusively.
Hmm.
So that could be really cool. That I really like
Yeah.
the first two Revelations games.
Yeah, those are
Um,
good. Those are good fun.
yeah. So yeah, hopefully we get some more Resident Evil goodness. That would be really cool.
Man, I'm Capcom, like they're kind of my one of my top developers now.
Yeah, they've been
Between
killing it the last
Monster
couple of
Hunter and
years.
then Resident Evil. What else do they have? They have Street Fighter. Uh, meh.
Street
Meh.
Fighter. Yeah, I think that game turned around. Um, but yeah, hopefully we get some cool announcements with that showcase. We'll see.
Hey, yeah,
I
any
thought the
more?
Resident Evil. I thought the other showcase was pretty good. Um,
Yeah, it was short and sweet.
yeah, short and sweet. We got a lot of good stuff.
A lot of good
Uh,
details on Resident Evil 8
yeah,
with like the merchant and just some gameplay.
yeah.
I mean, yeah,
That's what we're here
it's good
for.
stuff. Yeah.
And then the last one, Xbox had its indie showcase, the ID at Xbox program that they've had
Mhm.
for a long time now. They had a ton of trailers. I mean, it was super long. I
Yeah.
actually didn't watch every little bit of it just because it was so long, but a lot of great stuff, a great looking stuff that I saw that I'm definitely interested in. Um, so that was pretty cool. We
Yeah.
were talking about at the beginning of the show or before we started recording, but sometimes the bantering can get like a little annoying between like the two main hosts. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
too
it's just
like I don't understand why they do it. To be honest,
just to
like
fill the space, to fill the
yeah
time.
yeah, but they would also take breaks too, like throughout the showcase as well. They'd take
Mm.
like 2 or 3 minute breaks. So the whole like, oh, what was your favorite game you saw? Like it was just I don't know, a little cringy, and I don't understand why these showcases keep doing it. But also, I guess like when they would do it for like E3, some of that stuff, especially Ubisoft. Ubisoft was kind of the worst as far as like just really cringy moments. But
Yeah.
other than that, I mean, I thought it was pretty good. They did announce that 22 of those games shown are coming to Game Pass day one.
Mm.
Um, so I'll go ahead and go
Wow.
through them real quickly here. Arts of the Rally, Astria Ascending, Backbone, Boyfriend Dungeon, Craftopia, Dead Static Drive, Edge of Eternity, Hello Neighbor 2.
Nice.
Let's see, Library of uh, Ruina, Little Witch in the Woods, Moonglow Bay, which was kind of like the big one I came out of. That game just looks so much fun,
Mm.
and just like very very relaxing kind of game. Um, Naruto Boy, which I think it was already announced. I've seen that on Game Pass for a while now.
Gotcha.
Um, uh, Nobody. I actually I think it came out Friday, maybe. I'm not sure. Anyways, Nobody Saves the World. Omno, Recompile, Sable, She Dreams
Sable.
Elsewhere, Stalker 2.
Oh, nice. That's coming to Game Pass.
Yep. The Ascent, Undungeon, Way to the Woods, and The Wild at Heart. So
Wow.
some of these definitely saw, but some I didn't. So I can't really
Mm.
speak on um what those look like. But yeah,
It's a lot.
I
It's
was
a lot of
yeah, it was a lot.
games.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. A lot of a lot of great looking indie games coming to Game Pass. Anything? I know you kind of didn't watch it all as well. Anything that really caught your eye that you saw?
There was one. Um. I can't remember the name of it. Death's Door from
Yes.
Devolver Digital.
Okay.
It's like a
I don't know if I saw that one.
top-down action adventure. Kind of looks like Zelda a little bit.
Okay.
I don't think it's a roguelike. I thought it was at first, but you play as a bird, if that
Okay.
jogs your memory at all.
Don't know if I saw that one.
Okay. But it looks pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, Devolver puts out a lot of good stuff too.
Yeah, Devolver, man, they kind of pump out hits. They put
Yeah.
out Carry On, right? Or they at least published
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. They published Carry On. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, Devolver. Yeah, my name is. Oh wait, my friend Pedro. That was the other
Yeah.
one. There,
Yep.
that's going. So I'm watching this trailer for Moonglow Bay now. It
Yeah.
looks pretty cool.
Yeah. It looks very, very cool. It looks very
So it's
good.
just a sim, like a fishing sim.
Kinda. I mean, there's like a story behind it too. Like the story is I think your partner passes away,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to take over like fishing and stuff. Um, yeah, it looks very, very nice to play.
Fish slice of life fishing RPG.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
That was cool. Yeah, I mean, I
Coming to Game Pass, so
yeah,
free.
like I didn't see like a bunch of games that were announced, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's great that there's so many coming to Game Pass, and like these games probably not that they wouldn't see the light of day, but like they wouldn't get the boost that they would normally
Yeah.
without Game Pass. So it's nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's nice to see like all these indies kind of getting a spotlight.
for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was a pretty good showcase. We got a ton of stuff.
So
And,
what's next?
what do you mean? Like as far as like showcases and stuff?
Yeah, what's the next one?
I mean, Xbox they haven't had their proper one for their
Whatever.
their proper games, whatever that's going to be. Um, so who knows? I mean, who knows when we get that? Um,
I mean, do
I
they
don't know.
wait till like E3 time frame at this point?
Yeah, I'd probably be safe to call that. I mean, we'll get something in maybe May or June.
Yeah,
So
because they don't have anything coming before then. Like maybe
not
Flight
yeah
Sim will. I mean, that's coming what in the summer
yeah I think
for
so.
Series X. So
So
that's what we
yeah
really have.
yeah not much coming out right now for Xbox. Um, but yeah, we'll probably see something in June maybe. Get
Mhm.
some maybe Starfield will get announced for this year coming
You
out.
really think Starfield's coming this year?
Maybe I think so.
That
I mean, it's been
one,
in development for a while now,
yeah,
that's the one thing I like about Bethesda is like when they're ready to show the game like properly,
it'll come out like that
it'll
year.
come out that year. So,
They did that
uh,
with like Dishonored 2, Fallout 4.
yep. I
Yeah.
think Doom 2016
Mm.
was like
Hmm.
that. So yeah, I think we'll get something like that
I'm
at
excited to
some
see
point.
what that looks like. Like, I don't. Do you think it's gonna be like a first person?
Oh
Like
yeah, I think so.
RPG?
I think so
Okay.
for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
could be
I
cool.
really don't know what to expect. Whether like it'll be like an Outer Worlds type game or not. But
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, yeah, I'm like you. I have no idea what to expect, but it's
mm,
Bethesda, so you're just you have to be excited for it. Um, yeah, I would like be cool to actually like fly around maybe in like spaceships because I don't think Outer Worlds you did that right. I mean, you definitely went through a spaceship, but you traveled across planets, right?
yeah,
Yeah, I don't. I think I got to that point and I stopped.
me too.
So, um,
Yeah, maybe it'll be like a not like a No Man's Sky, but kind of have that level of spacecraft traversal because that one does
yeah,
it really well with
yeah,
flying into a planet. Like it's kind of seamless. But yeah, I mean, if it's like that, that'd be pretty cool. Pretty
cool.
sweet.
All right. Well, anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up the show?
Hmm. I don't think so.
Cool.
I don't think so.
All right, yeah. Well, that is going to do the show this week. We'll probably definitely talk about some more Monster Hunter next week as you continue playing on,
Mm-hmm.
and talk about some Outriders next week. Probably talk about more It Takes Two once I get to dive into it,
Yep.
and yeah. So
You,
look forward to that. What were you gonna say?
is there anything else coming out next week? That
Um,
just
I don't.
Outriders, right?
Yeah,
Really
Outriders is
says.
the first. Is there anything coming out on the second?
I don't think there's anything that I'm that I've seen. But once we hit April, that's the 1 year anniversary of Final Fantasy VII coming out. So that exclusivity deal could come to an end. So we
What
might see
what's
something
what's the date?
for Final Fantasy.
Yeah, what was that? When did it come out last year?
It was April. It might have been like April 23rd.
Okay, April 23rd. Okay.
No, sorry, April 10th.
April 10th. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen there, but
did you see Back for Blood did get delayed? I think until August.
October, right?
Yeah, October. Yep.
I mean, that's a good time for it because
yeah, Halloween
season.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, delays are good for any kind of game. So,
Yeah, I was looking forward to playing that game over the summer though.
yeah, that was kind of the perfect time because like there's not usually a lot of games that come out in the summer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what do we have in the summer now? Besides Mario Golf and Zelda Skyward Sword. Stupid.
Had a pre-order, baby.
Are you gonna play through the whole thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah. I think so.
I think I will too. Probably. I mean, I'm a freaking sucker.
Yeah. I mean, I want to play through it.
I don't know that.
Alexa, what are you talking about?
No one's talking to you, Alexa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still kind of curious when we're gonna get a proper Zelda 35th direct. I have no idea at this point.
Well, oh shoot, we didn't even talk about Mario's public execution.
Oh, yeah, it's
March
tomorrow.
21st.
Tomorrow's the last day. If you haven't picked it up.
Wait, tomorrow's the 29th, man.
Oh shit, yeah, you're right. Whoops. Well, you've got until Wednesday, I guess.
Until Wednesday.
Yep. Still weird. Still very weird.
That and Fire Emblem is going away. That Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
What a weird. Why?
Yeah, I really hope that this doesn't set a precedent for other kind of stuff. If they do like a Zelda collection, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just very weird. They did say that like so. I know codes sold through the 31st. You can still redeem them after
Okay.
the 31st, which is cool. I don't know about the game itself though. I'm assuming that if retailers have copies,
they can still sell them.
They could still sell them after the 31st because then
they're just not going to ship them anymore.
Yeah. So I guess technically, I'm assuming that you can buy it technically after the 31st because I don't know. Anytime you ever go to Best Buy or Target or whatever, they have tons of copies. So like this thing it's not like it's limited. There's a limited amount made. It's just just a limited time frame that you can buy it. So it's weird. And you can also like if you delete Mario from your Switch, you can still re-download it as well. Yeah. After that, so don't worry about that. But it's just weird.
Is it going to be like the opposite of breaking a release date embargo, where if you sell the game after the 31st, like the store gets fined or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
It'd be funny.
I'm assuming that if they have the copies, they can just sell it. So
yeah,
I'm sure people will go out there and check and test it to see if they can.
Oh yeah.
So. But yeah, anything you're excited? I mean, Resident Evil's kind of like the next big thing, right, to come out.
I'm excited for Pokemon Snap.
Oh yeah,
Pokemon or at least Snap. Just to see some more on that one. I'm not 100% sold on picking it up yet, but I'll probably see how it reviews. And see what people are saying about it, and I don't know. Like if it has some replayability and it has a little bit of a length to it, I mean, it doesn't need to be like a freaking 30-hour game, but
yeah,
if it's longer than Pokemon Snap on the Nintendo 64, then that's a good thing.
Like yeah, because you could, yeah, it was like an hour. But yeah, so Pokemon Snap. Well, definitely Outriders. I'm super looking forward to that. I'll probably go back sometime this week and just check out the other classes for that.
Yeah.
Pokemon Snap, I'm curious about. I'm like you. I'm not 100% convinced yet. I just want to make sure there's like some meat to the game,
Mhm.
to justify paying $60 for it. And then obviously, good old Resident Evil 8. Cannot wait for that. And yeah, I mean that's kind of it. Unless like some indie stuff sneaks in, that's just not on my radar right now.
Let me
But
ask you
that's
this:
yeah.
how many times do you think you're gonna play through Resident Evil 8 if you were to guesstimate right now?
I'll probably if it's not ridiculous, I'll probably try to 100% it. I mean, I
Mm,
did that with I probably played through 3 7 times just because you could beat it like after you got it, you could beat it in like an hour and a
2 hours.
half.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
it's
And then
great, man.
same with 7. I think once you got like the big weapons,
And
um,
the walking shoes,
yeah, the
the running
running
shoes.
shoes, and you got like the saw blade or whatever. I
Mm.
mean, you could just, I mean, I think I beat that game in under 4 hours. I got the achievement. So yeah, that's why I love Resident Evil. It's just got so much replayability and it's so much fun
It's the
to go
best,
through.
man. Like, I never want to, I never really want to replay games except for Resident Evil.
Yeah, that's why I never get it. I mean, it sounds like this is going to be pretty long or longer
Mm.
than 7 was. 'Cause I think I beat the first. I think I beat the first. I think I beat 7. It was definitely under 8 hours for the
The
first time
first
going
time,
through. Yeah.
yeah,
And I heard, and this one seems like it's going to be more in line with like the length of Resident Evil 4, which
which
was
was
like
like
what 15
15.
hours, yeah,
Yeah,
something like that. So I'm definitely okay with that. I definitely would like to have like maybe a little bit of a meatier Resident Evil than what we were used to in the past couple of games.
I want a
Um,
sweet spot. I want like 10 hours
yeah,
first time, and then maybe 5
yeah,
the second time.
yeah.
Three times
I'm just
would be
I
perfect.
look forward to like unlocking cool stuff because that's like the
Yeah,
best part
man.
about those games is just unlocking those cool guns at the very end.
Just
I
that
love
final
it.
page at the end where you're like, you're going like this, and this.
Yep.
Oh my
Yep.
god, I have to restart right now and
Yeah,
use all these.
exactly. So yeah,
Ah,
super looking forward to 4 or to sorry, to 8 and what that's
mm.
got to offer. But I'll probably play it 5 or 6 times to answer your question.
I hope it's good. I'm sure it's gonna be, but
Yeah.
ah,
I wonder if the
man.
achievements have been released yet for it. I'll have to check 'cause sometimes you can get like
Mm.
a good sense of and that's why I like Resident Evil as well. It's like they don't have like crazy hard achievements or something like don't die at all or something. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like
those
that.
are the worst. And for some reason, they're always synonymous with platformers.
Yeah, that's why like I didn't want to complete Ori either one because like they have a no die. Um, I'm like, come on, man, that's ridiculous.
No one has time for that,
Yeah,
except for the people
so
who do. But yeah,
yeah,
whatever.
I'm sure some people have gotten it. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Just always looking forward to stuff coming to Game Pass. That's just the best. It's just such a good feeling. Just
Yeah, man, save money is
yeah,
crazy. Yeah, such a good feeling.
such a
I,
good
w-
feeling.
I wish Resident Evil 8 was coming to Game Pass.
Yeah. Well, technically, we don't have to spend $30 for it because we'll
Yeah,
just
because
split it.
that's
So
also, man,
yeah,
we're just like spending and saving money left and right.
it's buku savings, buku savings, my guy. All right, so yeah, that is going to wrap up the show. Let us know what you guys are looking forward to. That's coming
Yeah,
out here in the next couple of months. Where can they tweet us that to?
they can
Tweet
tweet
us
us
at
at to. They can tweet us at to gaming WT Bros or at gaming WT Bros on Twitter,
yep.
or you can email us at gamingwiththebros@yahoo.com.
Yeah, exactly. And if you guys ever want to listen to the show live with us and send us questions via chat, you can follow us at twitch.tv/gaming with the broscast. And yeah, we're live every Sunday. Um, Usually every Sunday. Sometimes we switch it to Mondays, just
Mhm.
depends. But yeah, either Sunday or Monday, we will definitely be live by 8:30.
Yeah,
So
and
you
we'll
should
always
come and
let you
hang
know
out.
on Twitter
Yeah, yeah,
whenever I'm going live.
yeah. So, okay, so come hang out and I don't know. We might do a. I'm thinking about doing some sort of giveaway too soon. So we'll figure something like that out. But yeah,
Yeah, do a little giveaway.
Exactly. But that's gonna wrap it up, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye bye.